This is my 1954 Chevy Bel Air hardtop. It's finished in lovely cardinal red over cream with matching interior. These are the original colors. It was a Southern Estate Classic, and it came fully equipped with a full complement of extremely rare options. This may truly be one of the rarest cars I have ever owned. The paint on it is lovely. Some of it is maybe 7, 8, 10 years old. Other parts of it are more recent, but most importantly, it's a Georgia car from new, so there's no rust in it anywhere ever. The two-door Sport Coupe hardtops were extremely rare in 1954. Most of the 54 Bel Airs were either 2- or 4-door cars with posts. So the hardtop coupes were very few and far between, and this is one of those. This was the very last year for this body style, so it is prized by the Chevy collectors. In 1955, they completely redid the entire car inside and out. Every option from Chevy in 54 is on this car. It has the Power Glide transmission, power steering, power brakes, power windows, and power seat, which are all functional. It also has the deluxe push-button radio, Easy C tinted windows. It has the vent windows. The interior is all completely new and correct in the original materials. You can see the carpeting in it is the carpeting that was available from Chevy back in 54. It's not the less expensive nylon type carpeting, so the interior is absolutely beautiful. Sam, in 1954, there were many Cadillacs that did not have power steering, power brakes, power windows, and power seat. To find these options on a 54 Chevy was extremely rare, and this was a special ordered car.
So I'm guessing back in 54 to get power steering was probably $20.
I'm not sure it was that. I'm not sure it was that expensive. But the power steering makes it, these power options make it a pleasure to drive, because at lower speeds, these cars without power steering were very difficult to steer.
Well, that's why all these cars, the older ones, have the large steering wheel for the leverage, and it was tough to get away from that once they did introduce power steering.
That's correct. The large steering wheels were what we called powerful steering. You really needed those large steering wheels to get these cars to move around.
Yeah, but gym membership needed then.
Right. You know, you had a real good gym workout trying to park one of these back in the day. But you can see the interior, the headliner, the ribs are all absolutely lovely. And it does have the old vent windows, which were factory air conditioning back in the day. You can see the power window switches, the power seat switch, which is down here. And if you see that seat moving, it's only because it is. The trunk compartment is lovely. It also has a large wide white wall tire back there. You can see the jack and the jack stand, and you'll see the rubber molding around the trunks and the doors whenever the restoration was completed was all done. The bumpers on it, both front and rear, were recently replaced, so they are lovely as well. The engine compartment is finished to show quality detail. It is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it still has the original 6-volt electrical system. This is a brand new Interstate 8-volt battery. This is the Blue Flame 6, which Sam just reminded me was the same Blue Flame engine that was in the 53 and 54.
Well, 53 Corvette, yeah, for sure.
Right.
That's when it started.
It's a 235 cubic inch displacement engine offering 125 horsepower, and you know, we've had it completely serviced, and if you go to the still photos, you'll see the picture of the engine with the valve cover off, which is really nice and clean. There is the power steering unit, which, you know, in the 50 plus years that I have collected, I've never ever seen a 54 Chevy with these options.
Go ahead.
Sam, back in the day they talked about engines purring. Sam, back in the day they talked about engines purring. Listen to this one purr.
On a cold start.
Sam, as you may notice, the power windows are fully functional.
Yes, they are. Awesome.
And the power windows are just power on the front windows. The rear ones are the traditional wind-up.
Wow, right away, it's so smooth.
Sam, as pretty as this car is, it is an absolute pleasure to drive. You know, the transmission shifts nice and crisp like the Power Glides did. The front end is nice and tight. There's no swaying. When the brakes are applied, there's no pulling. And with the power steering and the power brakes, it is great fun to drive. You know, even for a husband, a wife, or the kids if they're allowed to.
Yeah, if they're allowed to.
You know, that 6-cylinder 235, I mean, it pulls very, very nice. The handling on it is just great. And good visibility.
These mid-50s Chevrolets are just such great cars. My dad had a number of them, a 55, 57. I don't know that he had a 54, but they're such great cars.
You know, the pulling in high gear is effortless on this. There was no need for it to steer down as we were pulling up that grade.
Well, that Blue Flame 6 engine was something that they used for a long, long time.
Oh, it was just bulletproof.
In everything.